Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
You have smoked yourself retarded.
here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
2, 3, 4. It's like a Springsteen episode. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron.
It's episode number 234.
Welcome back to the Weedsman. We are here. You are here with us.
Yeah.
Hope you survived your holiday. The first.
Did you get any Black Friday deals?
Yeah. You're asking me or the audience?
Rhetorically.
Okay.
If you did, feel free to chime in.
No, I did not. Did you do any Black Friday shopping?
I
at all?
bought coffee.
That's the only.
That's it. Because the coffee I liked from Oregon was on sale for 50% off. So now it's like regular people prices. If you buy $50, they ship it for free. So I bought $50 worth and got some coffee.
I planned ahead enough that I didn't have to spend any money. I had my kids with me too and went to my family's house on Thanksgiving. I didn't spend any money on Thanksgiving or Black Friday.
Nice.
Not a cent. Well, I take that back. Like something with automated payment was withdrawn from my account over that span of time. But I didn't shop.
Another friend's house, though, everyone's talking about they went out and got this and that, and we're almost
Yeah.
done with their Christmas shopping. I'm like,
It can't be profitable. I mean, it's just...
oh, 50% seems to be the magic number this year. I've seen a lot of 50% off. It's probably to get people
Well,
like into the
I guess
stores because of online.
profitable is based on how you value your time.
That too.
Although, I don't know. I mean, I heard reports that it wasn't that big of a deal. At least at your like more department store or what would you call it? What is Target anyway? It's not a department store.
Actually, isn't it?
Sure, okay, it's a department store. It's if Sears sold groceries, maybe. Take out the appliances and then put in the groceries. What am I trying to say here? Oh, there's Black Friday, which BT Dubs, do you know why it's called Black Friday?
Is it racial?
It's not.
Oh, no, it's the nickname that the mall workers gave it, isn't it? Isn't it where it comes
I think
from?
it started with the mall workers and the police and other people who wanted to keep people out of a very, very popular East Coast shopping area in like Pennsylvania, I think. Wasn't it? Maybe like Pittsburgh area or something like that. Anyway, yeah, it was like, they called it Black Friday because like, you do not want to go down there. Like, day after Thanksgiving, you catch a cab and you're like, take me downtown to fucking Sears. Mm-hmm. They're going to be like, on Black Friday, you sure? It's going to be like crazy. And there was just mobs of people. Then they kind of had to make up another story to tell people once they decided, like, oh, wait a minute. People like shopping on the day after Thanksgiving. Why should we dissuade them of this notion?
Yeah.
We should be encouraging this, right?
Yeah. Why do we want to come down here and spend a shitload of money?
Right. So the cops freaked out and said, too many people. Go home. Go back to the suburbs. And the shop owners came out and said, hey, cops, slow down. Slow your roll. We can handle it. Now we have, what else? Small Business Saturday. Right, let's see if I know them all.
Yeah, I think that was today.
Small Business Saturday. Cyber Monday.
Yes.
Mr. Delaney.
We have,
work for me tomorrow?
Weed Wednesday.
Then you must
But
come
the
in
trick
here
about
today.
Weed Wednesday is actually it comes the day
Black
before
Friday.
Thanksgiving.
Black Friday.
It's the biggest mall shopping day of the year. And since
Weed
all
Wednesday
is on the
is
street,
probably one of the biggest.
Is that why the dispensary
Weed
is fucking
shopping.
ridiculous?
On Black
Well, yeah.
Friday.
When I went
Oh,
there.
yeah.
All right.
Well,
Want me to work on Mooly Monday too?
it's because
Sorry?
we planned ahead,
Oh, nigga, Tuesday.
right? My gas tank was full.
Is this a new holiday?
Bully
You come to a
Monday.
brother and tell him he got to work on Black Friday. You got any idea how racist that sounds? Telling me to come in.
Showing
and
that
work. What you think you own
People are
me?
telling them
I
to come in and
never
work
said
in
this, I
Thanksgiving
tell you.
now.
But you thought it, didn't you?
Because that's the other
He
thing.
said,
Like,
"I'ma lay down the law for
I don't
you, nigga, 'cause I
want
put food
to
on the table."
go to some place that needs to be open on Thanksgiving. I want Thanksgiving to be so dead that employers stop opening the store. Just, if you're an adult, you go, hey, let me fill up my gas tank, get the food I need for Thanksgiving ahead of time, and not have to be like running out.
See, I tried to do that, but my order was fucked up.
Your what?
My order from my online grocery order was messed up, so I had to order something from the deli department.
Oh,
It was
really?
good that they were open on Thanksgiving because I was able to pick
Let me
it up.
guess, was it a Meyer?
No, it's Kroger.
Oh, really?
Kroger was
They-
open on Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was able to go in there at noon and grab what I needed from the deli. My
Then again,
vegetable tray.
it might not be that hard to find people who are perfectly willing to come in and work on Thanksgiving because they just don't celebrate it. I mean, it is kind of a yay white people event, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
Name a whiter holiday than Thanksgiving.
You ever been to Walmart at 12 and Gratiot on Black Friday?
No, I'm not. Doesn't mean that black people don't participate. I'm just saying, overall, can you name a whiter holiday than Thanksgiving? There's one that I might give
Easter.
you. Yes. And only because there's
St. Patrick's Day.
Eh.
Dude, that's white people getting hammered.
What about the Black Irish, huh?
Like, yeah, I went to the dispensary the night before Thanksgiving, and it was the busiest since I've seen it since 420. I don't know. I paid regular price for everything. I don't understand what the fucking big deal was.
So they didn't have surge pricing on it?
Why is it Weed Wednesday? Is just people getting a bunch of weed for the holidays? Or is it just they run deals to get people to come in?
Yeah, it's exactly that. Just stocking up. Because I don't know any dispensaries that would be open on Thanksgiving, but you never know.
The smart ones.
I left a little Thanksgiving present for my mother. She contacted me ahead of time to ask if I would bring dessert and a little something for her as well. Because she lives out in the sticks. Like, even if there was a dispensary, she's not going to go to it. A legal shop, if they are legal and convenient and like going to the...
So give a couple years.
My mother has nothing against walking into a liquor store and purchasing some alcohol. It's not like she's like, oh, I'm not going to be seen in public. It's just a pain in the ass. It'd have to be... I want weed to be so legal that my mom buys her own shit. That's my ultimate goal.
Well, I mean, we're getting there in Michigan.
Yes. But she, when we were talking about this right after the election, it was looking like I kept seeing 24 months. I'm hearing a year now. I don't know if that's changed or if that's just fuzzy reporting. Like, if they might be looking at a year like 2020 is, well, that's practically a year because we're almost done with 2018, right? But this might be the end of 2020, so that's still 2 years ago from now.
We just know at some point in 2020.
I would think by 2020.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe soon.
I said they followed the blueprint that Washington and Oregon and Colorado said. California followed the same one. The only wild cards really have been Massachusetts and then Nevada. And Nevada just like, hey, we know how to tax in. We'll see you in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And Massachusetts just, they opened their shops this week. Was there any further stories on those?
It was like $400,000 that was spent in 2 days in Massachusetts.
Nice.
Yeah, more than $400,000 in Boston. First day of recreational marijuana sales, $400,000. That's between
Oh, in 1 day?
in 2 days
Oh.
over the course of. Oh no, wait, first day. No, it does say first day. That's right.
Damn.
One day,
$500,000.
One day-
Roughly, almost.
almost $500,000 between two stores, because those are the only two that are legal that have their licenses. So one of them, the Boston Gardener, owned by Jonathan Napoli, he says, it is a long shot for me and everyone else out there. It's lucky to be one of the first. I mean, eventually that's going to even out.
Yeah.
Don't expect that to be your regular Friday night tally, but a total of 10,784 units were sold. What was, calculator there, what was the average ticket? What was the average receipt?
So what was it?
440,000
By how many people?
10,784.
$40.80.
Hey, nice.
That's a nice ticket average.
You know what that probably is? It's like a decent 8er, or it's like a subpar 8er and maybe like a couple PRs or a brownie.
Oh, it's give me an 8er and an edible.
Yeah.
Or give me a cartridge and an 8er. Well, no, that's give me Let's give me a cartridge and a gram, maybe.
Imagine what that place was like. Like, I've worked Black Friday at Guitar Center before and had like floods of people.
Or Green Monday.
This would,
Is that what they called it? Oh.
Did this happen on Wednesday?
This
was recent. What date was this? I don't know. The story is on this 22nd, so this was before. Apparently, this place is enjoying being one of the few places that is actually open.
Oh yeah, make your money now before.
Well, before not only the other stores start sprouting up, but there's going to be some newer regulations coming down the pike about zoning issues that could restrict their business and how it operates in Boston. So,
doesn't Detroit?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's the same anywhere. But what Napoli says about it is the city has yet to spell out the criteria for selecting applicants or how many applicants overlap in conflict. Oh, because rules banning cannabis business from being within a half mile of each other. That's the limit. So he says, right there, you've just eliminated 80% of Boston or more.
Yeah, it's because it's of, he's talking about Boston proper.
Right.
Like, it's rather
small.
Put this way.
In the city limits, right? But
they don't have enough room to go out, they build up.
Right.
That's how they roll on the East Coast, because they're all packed in so tiny.
That's why it's like what do you call it? A powder keg? Right? I've seen TV. I've seen The Wire. I don't know. Amsterdam. What he says, what it creates. Let's say I got a store here. I'm going to talk like this guy's in the mob.
I got a store here, dude.
What creates? Let's say I got a store here, and then all of a sudden, I have a monopoly, right? I got half a mile. I can almost lock down a whole neighborhood in Boston. I'm sure he didn't talk like that.
He talked like Bill Burr.
Also restricting from opening shops within 500 feet of a kindergarten, elementary, or secondary school. Here in Napoli goes on to say, here in Dudley Square, we have a school right here. And they're right across from a strip club. Hey, forget about it.
No, they're not from Brooklyn. What are you doing?
I can't do a Boston accent. And this guy talks like a gangster, kinda. They're in the same building as a liquor store.
Yeah.
It's like moving in quicksand. It's constantly changing.
You gotta get
it's got okay. Here in Dudley Square, we have a school right here. No, I can't. I just feel like
they got words with AR in them. You can't get a good accent going.
I just sound like Travolta in.
I know, yeah.
In anything.
Yeah, like Grease. Oh my God, we got a school over here.
Sandy. So yeah, that's again. That's not like that big of a city, really. That's a lot of people rolling through.
Yeah, dude, the lines are probably fucking ridiculous.
So why can't Michigan have that? We could have shops open like this weekend. Well, I guess we still have to wait a couple weeks for the ratification.
Dude, what are you talking? We do not want to follow the Massachusetts model.
No,
no, they're literally like 24 months after they voted it in, their shops are opening.
Well, that's right. I forget how long it's been.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
If anything, we want to follow the Nevada model. Like, hey, we'll see you in July.
Well, we're coming up on a kind of a milestone as well now. Now with, 20% of the nation legalized, right? Does my math hold up?
What are we at? 10 states?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's 20%.
20%.
20% of the nation recreational. And at the end of 2019, or maybe at the end of this year in 2018, yeah, I think it's sunsetting at the end. There's a story in Fox News about in 2019, it could be the most important year in several years for marijuana advocates in Colorado. Because I guess all of these regulations, there's a sunset clause that was put in there. Mm-hmm. I know it was talked about. I don't know if it actually was put in place in Detroit when we got casinos. The idea of like, let's put a 4-year or X amount of sunset on this so that we don't have to go back and vote on it again. If we can just passively let the program die on its own if we don't feel that it's beneficial after that amount of time. And it's a way to sell it to somebody who might be on the fence about, like, I don't know if I want gambling. Doesn't that bring, like, pimps and criminals and stuff? Mm-hmm. That might have the same attitude to things like cannabis. So doesn't that bring, like, pimps and criminals and stuff?
No, brings burritos.
Right. It brings everyone.
It's
And
tourism.
and they're all peaceful because nobody has to fight because they're buying cannabis legally and going home and smoking it in the privacy of their own homes.
Yes.
Or it could be in Denver. I mean, not just in Denver, all across Colorado. Clearly, this is a success, and it's doubtful that anyone's going to let this just sunset completely.
Yeah.
This is now looked at as an opportunity to retool without restrictions, really, to just go, well, they can start from scratch and write whole new legislation about this.
Yeah, take what they've learned in 4 years.
Peter Marcus, sorry,
Apply.
I'm hogging the joint.
Best practices and such.
Peter Marcus is a spokesperson for Terrapin Care Station. He says the legislature will look at everything all over again to see what was working and what wasn't working. So there's a reason for the industry to be hopeful. Governor-elect Jared Polis is perceived as being extremely friendly to the industry. Not like Hickenlooper, huh?
No, didn't they?
Hickenlooper was like on the fence about it. Like, I'm going along with this, but
Didn't they elect a blue guy in Colorado?
right. Democrats control both chambers of the General Assembly
Oh,
as well.
there you go. If that happens and you got a Democrat governor, done.
So some of the things that they're hoping for in Colorado is expanding medical use to autism being covered.
They got Democratic government in Colorado now. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll finally see places where you can start smoking weed,
That's
like bars,
yes.
like that kind of shit.
Well,
Cannabis clubs.
I think that's
whatever
on-
you want to call them.
they talk about delivery.
Nice.
If you look at one of the dangers of having legal regulated marijuana, it could lead to more people driving under the influence. So yes, I would view delivery as a way of preventing people driving under the influence.
Duh.
Think about, I mean, shouldn't we have alcohol delivery then? Why can't we do that?
Well, that's the liquor control board being
Right.
uptight.
But, well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's more politics behind it too. You know, probably the Teamsters are involved in some way that would be unclear to me.
It's always the Teamsters.
I'm not really sure what they do.
Truck drivers. Remember? We went over this.
Yeah.
That's where it started.
I don't buy it. Okay, so there was no mention specifically of places for, like, say, tourists to come and enjoy it that don't involve the back alley of a Ramada.
Or the rental car.
Can't even, like, the rental car. Well, I guess if you, like, get some Febreze or something, right?
I smoked up the rental car and everything was fine.
Yeah. It doesn't really linger like that. Now, smoke a cigarette, and there's probably an alarm that goes off that tells the headquarters, like,
neither.
this guy.
No. It's only caught one time.
Was it a fine?
Oh, yeah, it's extra $100.
$100.
Oh, no, they're up to like $250. Some companies now.
That's if you got to put like a cigarette out on the seat or something, right?
Oh, yeah, you got to like not clean up after yourself and smoke a whole bunch and leave some ashes on the floor. Like, yeah, trust me, you can get caught. You got to be, trust me, I clean up so I don't get caught.
Right. You're at somebody's mercy.
Night before, I just roll all the windows down, that kind of shit. I
Right.
don't care if it's raining. Sorry.
Yeah. So no mention of cannabis. What would you call them? Venues? No. It's not a cannabis venue. Or no, maybe. Apparently, Dean Ween of the alt-rock duo Ween.
Oh, shit.
Is proposing a cannabis-friendly venue where you could have concerts, people could smoke cannabis, and watch people play weird music, or maybe even not weird music. So that's an idea. I mean, I say apparently he's doing this because there is a story, but I can't read it because it's behind a paywall that I'm not gonna pay for. Oh, wait a minute. I just have to not block ads. Never mind. Here we go. Ween, another band that like gets treated like Weird Al, right? You remember listening to Adam Carolla's show recently? Is like, is Weird Al talented or like what? I can't tell. And I'm like, have you ever seen him perform? Like, yeah, you have to be talented to do that shit.
Yes.
Like, you might not think that it's art what he's doing. That you might write it off as just comedy sketches or whatever. But he's got to be talented enough to pull off those. And he has talented musicians that he worked with.
Yes.
And there's certainly this like lo-fi ethos that was to the original Ween material. This is like distorted drum machines and guitars that were DI'd directly into some 4-track. But stuff that you're playing there, they're like, hey, we got together a country band and we did some country songs, and you have to have a certain level of competence. Or another perfect example is They Might Be Giants.
Yes.
They are great musicians, and they tour with great musicians. I think cannabis and music make total sense together. Oh yeah, I think a lot of would agree.
Duh.
This is a quote from, who's Polanski? Is that like somebody's real name? What's Dean Ween's real name? They're not both Dean Ween.
Mickey Melchinato.
Michael Polanski is the chief operating officer of a venue that would be named Dean Ween's Honey Pot Lounge. Honey Pot Lounge. So it's not official yet, and they would still have to. I think maybe they're taking this opportunity with knowing that there's going to be all these all this legislation that's going to sunset in Colorado. This is the perfect time to kind of pitch this. And is Ween a Colorado band, or is it just
Pennsylvania? That's where they.
That's what I
formed.
thought. I thought they were more Midwestern than that. Representative for the Diener, also known as Mickey Melchiondo. I think. Wait a minute. I think this is Dean Ween under like some pseudonyms communicating.
Well, that's his real name. Is that Mickey?
Confirmed to the Denver Post that he's part of the venue's plan. Right. So representative for quote unquote the Diener.
Yes.
or Dean Ween.
It is him.
Also known as Michael, quote unquote, Mickey Melchiondo. Confirmed to the Denver Post that he's part of the venue plan. The guitarist's repertoire includes I Smoke Some Grass, brackets, really, really high. Which I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. I remember this was like 120 minutes.
Mm.
This was
this classic Beavis and Butthead clip.
Oh, yeah.
Watch this.
Didn't this one like totally befuddle them?
Yeah. So
like,
the first time,
what? And
they just
couldn't
look
tell
at each other.
They couldn't tell if it was cool or not. Even. I think many people heard this and was like, "Are they serious?"
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of sounds like fish heads, you know?
Yes.
But then you have to ask yourself, like, were the guys who made Fish Head serious? They seem like some real weirdos. So, this kind of upset me. I don't usually get emotionally invested in these cannabis stories, but this one, WSU, is this, that's what I thought, Washington State University. I was like, that can't be Wayne State. They don't have rats at Wayne State, not in the lab. I mean, not in the cages.
In the cafeteria.
Yeah. So in Washington State University, they're experimenting on on rats. What they're looking at is that they're giving cannabis to rats. The rats get pregnant, and then they study the babies, and that they said that they find that the babies suffer from some negative cognitive effects. This is just outrageous on multiple levels, right? And they're giving rats. I read so many stories this week about this cannabis shortage, and we're giving it to rats. What is going on here?
In Michigan. It's not out there. Remember, Oregon has much cannabis. And they're right by Oregon.
This is Washington State University, right? They're
in Seattle. They're right up by 5.
That's right. They are one of the surplus areas that we were talking about. But no, let's see. We're interested in looking at the effects of prenatal cannabis exposure in a rodent model of maternal cannabis use. We're trying to look at the long-term repercussions of using cannabis during pregnancy and how it might affect the offspring and their cognitive functioning in adulthood. Well, I mean, didn't we already have a whole generation, like Gen Xers, to prove that, like, if anything messed up, if anything passed on, it wasn't the marijuana, right? It couldn't have been. We'd all be fucked up. Or maybe, who knows, maybe that's why we're all fucked up. Thinking back to my vice principal lecturing me, like, your generation has no respect. It's all because your parents smoked the marijuana. Marijuana. It says in the story, researchers exposed pregnant rats to cannabis vapors twice per day, once in the morning to take the edge off, and once in early evening.
You know, that's how it goes.
Presumably.
Taking the edge off being a rat. You got to find the cheese. Got all that pressure on you.
Once in the early evening, presumably when the rat got off work.
Here you go.
They're having a little fun. What's in the morning to take
what do you got
the
back
edge off?
From the rat race?
I think I'm surprised they didn't go there.
It was too easy.
Simply wasn't a case of college students blowing smoke at their pet rats during a party. It was an actual study. Researchers were totally wearing lab coats at the time.
We as experts.
As I'm quoting from the story.
Like is actually really?
Yeah, they are really going for it. They waited for months for them to give birth, which only takes 21 days for rats as opposed to 9 long months for humans. Oh, I'm sorry. They waited for the mothers to give birth. And then another 70 days for the babies to grow up to full-term adults. That's when they put new adult rats into little, probably horrifying conditioning chambers and measured their cognitive responses using a system of levers, lights, and sugar pellet rewards. This is all conjecture, but we can imagine what cognitive tests on rats look like. While the rats managed to manage the first round of tests, they did struggle during the second when learning new strategies were involved. One of the doctors involved saying it isn't necessarily a harmless drug. There are harms associated with the drug, especially when it interferes with the system that's very important in neurodevelopment. So these rats...
Audio from one of the rats.
They found that they were less good at doing things that rats shouldn't really be good at, like looking at lights and getting pellets. And none of the things that require a rat to survive.
They're really good at eating burritos.
I failed your test, man. Your test. Like, that's not my test. That's not how I judge a rat. I was going to say a human being, but I'm a rat in this case, right?
I took your tests. I ate your cheese.
By your standards, I'm some sort of loser rat.
Onto your institutional
Well, maybe we're the only
learning
ones.
facilities.
We're the first generation to figure out that this is all bullshit and we shouldn't even give a shit. First time around, you got us. Fool us once.
Rats just all leave.
Second time around,
Busting out of here, man.
you ain't gonna fool us again.
If you fool me, I mean, I can't get fooled again.
So yeah, Boston, lots of weed. Colorado, new weed regulations.
This fooled me once.
It's
Shame on-
It's the rats.
the blink,
Shame on you.
the blink.
You fooled me. We can't get fooled again.
I like how they put the laugh track in there.
Maybe off the Daily Show.
Oh right.
I think George Bush got tired of hearing this song.
So where else? New Jersey.
Uh-oh.
Making
Oh, that's right. Christie's gone, right? Or
Making
he's gonna be
another
gone?
go for it. Yeah. New Jersey, Chris Christie is fucking out and Phil Murphy's fucking in.
You're fucking out. I'm fucking in. It's true in January. When's this going to happen?
Bills unveiled Wednesday that go up for a vote Monday
Oh, they're going the Vermont route in our legislature.
to address the issue of recreational weed, proposing a 25% tax. I hope that maybe that's a negotiating tactic. Like they'll work their way down to 15. That's a little steep, but not necessarily outside of the.
We're talking from the state that's going to have the cheapest tax on cannabis for now.
Right. Well, I guess certain people are looking at 25. Yeah, others are looking at 12%. And also with the opportunity for those charged or convicted on marijuana-related offenses to apply to have those offenses thrown out. All right, New Jersey, I mean, I'll give you credit for progress where progress is being done. I know it's not the idiom, but can we just expunge it automatically, right? Do we have to make the people beg? Please erase these ridiculous accusations of having drugs on me. I have
Politics.
illegal drugs.
It's in the game, right?
Right. Yeah, you can petition. You know what? If you're nice, we'll just vote this in and we'll let you ask for your respect in the community back. You will no longer have a criminal record for that that aider that you got pulled over with. That haunted you. I got busted in Kalamazoo, and I was like, fuck you, city. I'm not even going back.
I'm leaving.
I looked up what your radius is. I'm like, what's the radius on a warrant for Kalamazoo? And they're like, usually if you're over 50 miles away, and somebody calls it in even, they're like, we're not going to come get them, so just fuck it. If you're within 50 miles, they'll be like, oh, hold on. We'll send a cruiser out. Hold on to this guy. We'll bring him in on this warrant for having, an eighth of marijuana in his house. So I just waited it out. And look, I'm the winner now, right? I waited 8 years. They never caught me. And now, fuck you, it's going to be expunged from my records. So suck a dick.
It's true.
That's how it should be. Every once in a while, the citizen gets to tell the government, hey, suck my dick. That's the type of, that's like good old American values, right?
It's America I want to live in.
That's what was his name? Cliven Bundy? The farmer? Right? He was just like, hey, suck my dick. My cows eat what they want. You don't own this land. Anyway.
And what, we killed him?
Getting worked up with the Springsteen.
That's what he does.
Did we kill Cliven Bundy?
I don't know.
We didn't kill him. You know what Cliven Bundy is? The fucking standoff on he cattle rancher from Bunkerville, Nevada, who was federally incarcerated awaiting trial with bail denied for his alleged role in the 2014 Bundy standoff.
What's up with his face?
Right. So, rather than do what many of the other farmers was doing and paying for land rights to have their cattle graze on it, he was going into this area that was federally owned land that people were just kind of looking at like, well, it's federal, it's like some sort of reserve, federal land. But Cliven Bundy actually knew that in this case, it's debatable whether this law supersedes federal law, but according to local law, federal land is state land, is your land. Like, it's unclaimed land. And you have full rights to let your cattle graze on it. And it actually all came down to a standoff because, some probably, Wildlife Federation people showed up, wanted to see what was going on, and he brought out the shotgun and said, "Boys, don't let these feds pass into bother my cattle." Or Steely Dan, "Don't Take Me Alive." Good standoff song. Just saying. Wow. I mean, what are we doing?
Talk about Cliven Bundy.
Why am I talking about Cliven Bundy?
I didn't know who he was.
This sounds like we got to wrap up. Is it I've lost track of time. How are we doing on time? What are we smoking?
Sensalito.
Sensalito?
That's Sensalato.
Sensalato.
There might be strain.
Like a lotto, like a lottery?
I guess there's gelato. There's a strain called gelato.
You can do it, Otto. You can do it, Otto. Come to my place. I'll give you free gelato. Go to my bar and I can get you blotto.
Yes, Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto. Come to my bar and I can get you blotto. Why were they doing that?
They were bowling. They had chants that would their special chants made them bowl better when they were the Pin Pals. Because
there is the first thing that comes up.
Okay, Otto, pressure's on.
He's got to get a 7-10 split. Oh, he does get a 7-10 split.
Choke.
Well, that's a funny looking strike.
Come on, guys. Let's be the team that supports each other. You can do it, Otto. You can do it, Otto. Help each other out. That'll be our motto. You can do it, Otto. You can do it, Otto.
Make this fair. I give you free gelato. Then back to my place, where I will get you blotto.
Domo Arigato. Otto.
You can do it, Otto. You can do it.
Guys, I made the spare. You won.
He beat Kent Brockman's team. How about them lizard people? Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're doing the strain, right?
All right. Well,
Nothing on.
Sensalato. It's an indica.
Sensalato.
Let's look at it.
How do you spell it?
Sensilato.
Sensalato.
Oh, it says it's a hybrid indica and sativa.
Where would that... I understand where the sense comes from, like Sensimilia.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a strain that's called gelato.
Oh, it's crossed with the gelato strain.
Mm-hmm.
What does it smell like?
Like pine needles and lemon.
Yeah, not really anything crazy exotic. It looks like it's really dense. Looks like dense and crumbly, like Fruity Pebbles. Dense with crystals is what that looks dense with, actually.
Gelato is also referred to as Larry Bird.
Because he liked gelato, right?
Okay, so here we go. My guess is Sensi Star and gelato.
Oh, Sensi Star. That's right.
Tissner,
there you go. We figured it out. Good job.
Yeah. So it's probably across a Sensi Star and gelato, and we can't tell you any of the other shit.
Well, what's gelato, though? Is it a...
Gelato is a hybrid.
Gelato is a hybrid. And is Sensi Star a hybrid? So this is a hybrid.
Sensi Star is indica.
This is like a... Oh, okay. So it's an indica dominant hybrid.
Yes.
I've cracked the code. Hold on. We're in.
Enhance.
We're in.
Enhance.
We got into the mainframe. This is the part where the brunette takes her shirt off.
Nice. Does it say why it's called Larry Bird? This is also referred to as Larry Bird.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I mean, I'm not going to call it Larry
Doesn't
Bird.
even say what kind of...
Not my Larry Bird. Oh, we could do a holiday gift guide story before Christmas, breaking our tradition.
Right.
But these usually land after Christmas.
Yeah, it's true. We did talk about Black Friday.
This is according to Forbes. This is a Forbes gift guide.
For weed?
Forbes is big on the weed lately. A lot of stories interested in it. You know what Forbes is? Do you know what Forbes is not really interested in lately? Cryptocurrency. They are they are bearish on crypto and bullish on weed right now.
Yeah, I put some money in crypto earlier last year. I just want to get it up to the money I put in, and I'm pulling it out.
Is it creeping in that direction?
It lost a shit ton.
Yeah. It's not a lot. And you know what? It's going to be interesting because a lot of what's driving up the cost of cryptocurrency is the amount of hardware and electricity to do that with and the cost of the graphics cards that they're doing a lot of this processing with. The graphics cards go up in price because of that. A lot of people dip out of the market because of the high cost of the graphic cards. Then the graphic cards go down, might cycle back. So that's our segment on crypto.
Gotcha.
For the Weedsman.
So the cannabis gift guide.
But I think overall, yeah, Forbes is more positive towards cannabis than they are a grow box. Yeah, see, I did warn you. Price $2,270 for what is essentially...
Is it that leaf box? The thing that...
I sent you the link if you want to look through it with me. It's like that. It's just a closet. It's like having a wardrobe that grows pot. Described as... Oh, wait a minute. If I'm going to describe a product, I need some Price is Right music, right?
No, I was just trying to get some stoner Christmas music.
Yeah, it's still too early for that. I know we're talking about Christmas shopping, but that doesn't mean we have to listen to Christmas. Christmas music is to be listened to on and directly around Christmas. You don't have to listen to Christmas music while shopping for Christmas presents. I'd still rather just listen to regular game show music that I usually drive around listening to. Described as the BMW of cannabis cultivation units, and designed to make marijuana growing simple and accessible to everyone. Oh, really?
So it's like based on that one grow box. It's just a different...
You're following the... There we go. Accessible to everyone. Asterisk, everyone who has an extra $2,270,000 that they weren't doing anything
cheaper
with,
than the one
that they're not going to miss.
The one that's called Leaf, that one's like $3,000.
Well, yeah, it's competitive. You got that. Fully contained odor-proof grow pod that is said to be capable of producing a whopping 1 pound of cannabis per grow cycle.
That's more than the Leaf one, too. The Leaf, you only get 3 ounces.
A key instrument in the grow box is Cloudphonics.
I'm interested in this.
Tell me more.
Refund.
Which allows users to remotely monitor and automate the unit through an app that clocks nutrient disposing, pH levels, and climate control. Grow boxes also feature lighting from Black Dog LED, a trusted leader in the industry.
I put on my one. I have a credit card where you can like finance your purchases.
Also very key if you should require certain answers to cultivating questions. The Cloudphonics team said that they are ready via a contact button in the mobile app for direct-to-human interaction.
I'll make payments on this bitch.
Included in your price of $2,200. I'm sorry, you're supposed to let you guess, right?
Yes.
How much would you pay for it? I already gave that away. We'll try it again. All right. So that's a little steep. Maybe, Uncle Uncle Scrooge's, Mr. Moneybags, Monopoly Man over here.
$200 a month for a year.
Right.
It's paid off.
There you go. But what about
$94.58 if you do 2 years.
This seems more reasonably priced. Gorilla Growing Tent.
$63 you do 3 years.
So this isn't like a self-contained. This looks like a scrim that you would put around your plants.
Yes.
Right, it's a one-stop shop that includes a sturdy 2x4 tent, odor control, fans for circulating the exhausting air, LED lighting, and nutrients, and a few other key essentials to create optimal cultivation conditions. But this is still relying on a lot of your input of like cycling the lights and giving the nutrients at certain times and what have you. But yeah, at a price of depending on options, $700 to $900. It's not bad. But this is a burgeoning market that we're talking about, right? Michigan, way before it's going to have recreational shops to walk into, is going to have the ability to grow your own at home already. People are living, you don't want to dedicate who has a whole room that they're going to dedicate to growing this shit? Not many people, I tell you that.
Yeah.
So they said, there's got to be a better way, right? You show a man like in his closet and he's trying to get his shirt and it's like tangled up in a pot plant that he's growing in his closet. And then he's like stepped in some nutrients and he's going, wah, 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 wah. There's got to be a better way.
He does this with his hands.
Right, he throws his hands out and does the, why me? Fumbling with everything.
Yeah.
And then
dirt on his shirt.
Other clumsy, supposed all-in-one pot growing systems, and he's like trying to fill a nutrient tray and like shoving it in, and it's splashing all over everything.
I'm really gonna check out the grow box.
And too often the product, the end result, is subpar. You end up with half an ounce of ditchweed.
Wait.
So some of these are getting pretty intense. Like these are whole kits for 200 grow. This is it's over $2,000 for what looks like a whole room's full of growing plants. This, you know what it looks like? The setup that in Breaking Bad, when they would set up the grow op, they would set up the cook in the homes that were supposed to be fumigated. So they had the separate room within a room that they could do their operation with. That's what it looks like. It looks like the room within the room. Save yourself dozens of trips to the Hydro store. This all-in-one great grow kit. Okay. I think too much of the Price is Right music makes me dizzy. Because it just goes on repeat.
Yes. I looked up the 10-hour version.
What is it? There's a bunch of these, though. This was another one. Leaf. Is this the one that you were referring to? The Leaf?
Yes.
Yeah, that's $3,000. Approximately 2 by 5 feet. Can tuck away in the corner of a room. Virtually disappearing among other appliances, right? Sure. Like, hey, you have a second fridge and it's in your bedroom. That's totally normal. I almost didn't even recognize it as what looks to be a second fridge that smells of marijuana.
It's like, where do you get seeds? Do you get them at the Hydro store now? Or do you got to get them at...
That's a good question because there's lots
order
of
them in the mail.
There's lots of gray markets for like mail ordering seeds.
Let's Google this. See what happens.
I know that Canada is going to be controlling that quite strictly. I don't think that a lot of places in the U.S. control that at all.
I typed into Google, how do I get cannabis seeds?
You have to write a letter to Snoop Dogg. Dear Doggy, please send us cannabis seeds for Christmas. We've been good stoners all year long.
Well, here you go. This is Marijuana Seeds 101. All you need to know and more.
The answer used to be, you save them.
Yeah. I don't even see them bitches anymore.
You know, when you see a seed, you save it.
There we go. Where can I buy cannabis seeds? Numerous online seed banks, many of which are located in the UK, the Netherlands, Spain, and Canada.
So mail order from overseas. Huh?
If you are ordering the seeds from these companies and live within the United States, there is always a chance that they will be seized by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. In states that have homegrown provisions in their medical marijuana laws, you may purchase seeds at dispensaries. Seed banks are popping up in many of these states and will often ship cannabis seeds anywhere in the U.S. So there's probably a Michigan seed bank that I could order from.
Right. Because I'm guessing it's not illegal to have cannabis seeds. It's illegal to grow cannabis.
A Michigan, California seed bank.
Why Michigan, California? A Michigan bank for California strains?
Oh, my goodness. There's like a 855 number. Cannabis seeds, feminide seeds, auto seeds, CBD seeds. Click for Canada.
There's been a lot of talk of that basically cannabis and edibles and extracts and all this stuff might still be a subculture kind of thing. Right? Like CBD is going to be the thing that everyone tries.
I guess so.
Like CBD
seems to be everywhere now.
CBD is going to be the thing that people just drink like.
Well, I guess I know where I can get seeds.
Like energy drinks. It's kind of like with tattoos. Like everyone's getting tattoos now, but not everyone gets a full sleeve still. That's why the sleeve tattoos, the face tattoos, the neck tattoos are becoming so popular because they have to either, it's like go big or go home, right? What differentiates me from my grandmother if I get a couple tattoos on my arm?
The job that you're going to have, or that she had.
Grandmother had enough class with pussy eater under her armpit when no one would see it. Not on her upper lip.
Tattoo really bothered you, huh?
Day before Thanksgiving being a big bar night, based on like a lot of family getting together, people like who went off to college coming back and seeing old friends.
Did you do that lift thing?
Everyone's got the thing, the night off. Well, that's what, that was kind of the idea. I was like, oh, here's an opportunity to make some extra money. But then I kept having this bad feeling about it. And I was psyching myself out because I'm thinking like, this really means like more people on the road. And it means more people who have drank on the road than normal. So I'm looking at an increased possibility of making, I don't know, a couple extra $20, $30 or something versus higher chance of being in an accident. Mm-hmm. And then on my way home, I'm way home from work, coming down Beach Daily. It's like 40 miles an hour, 2 lanes on either side, plenty of room. Never see any shit go down. Everyone's kind of chill in Inkster. Livonia. And truck pulls out into one lane, and a van that was in the inside lane goes to get into that same lane at the same time, right? And it just happens like instantly. Like you'd think to like bend steel, it would take enough effort that you would see it like peel up, but if you ever see an accident, a car accident happen in front of you, it's like that shit just deforms instantly.
Yeah. Well, it's made to do that.
Right. No, it is. But yeah, it's almost like it took me a second to register what I saw. Like my brain wanted to think like, no, that truck was just sitting there all bashed up. Right. But I'm like, no, you saw that van hit that truck.
Yeah. You saw that truck not be fucked up.
And then I saw that and then like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm not going out. Why would I go out if I don't need to?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's cold.
Don't get me wrong. If I had a reason, like if I had people who were coming in from out of town and that was the only time I got to see them, then yeah, I would go out that night. I'd be like, oh, fuck it. We'll be careful. We'll keep our, but my job is to drop people off from bar to bar all night. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need it that bad. I'm much better off doing the commuters, not the drinkers.
Let the rookie Lyft drivers handle the drinkers.
Got a Fiesta, don't forget. So, yes, I do have 4 other seat belts, but
Gotcha.
If those are all like full-grown average American adults, those are not 4 happy campers. Well, the person in the front seat's happy. 3 in the back are not. And I've gotten more in there before. I've had kids like, oh, no, it's cool. Oh, he's just going to sit. She'll sit on my lap. I'm like, okay, but we're not getting on the freeway.
Only 30 plus shopping days left. And I'm trying to think of when this show comes out. Get our gift guide in early. It's a little victories, right?
But still after like the black. We just call it Black Week.
Black Week?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a whole week of like, there's Weed Wednesday and Black Thanksgiving. What they call it, Thanksgiving sales.
It's all very racial. It's making me uncomfortable.
That's it for the Black Week. For the Weedsman's Black Week episode.
And my brain crashing to a halt.
Tune in next week when we're back to White Week, I guess.
We're back to our White Week episode.
Yeah, so we're a normal White Week episode.
See, Black Man gets you 1 week, the rest you get 51. That's how it goes. But hey, we're on Twitter at the Weedsman Podcast. We're on Instagram at the Weedsman420. No, wait, we're on Twitter at the Weedsman420 and on Instagram at the Weedsman Podcast. First, we have an email address, the Weedsman Podcast, ChristopherMedia.net. Stay high.
Stay high.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook by searching for Christopher Media. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
If you look around, you'll see the world can be pretty smart. Okay, very smart. At Capella University, we think education should be smart too. That's why we're reshaping online learning with our FlexPath format. You can set your own deadlines, take classes at your own pace, even leverage your previous experience to move faster. So when it comes to earning your bachelor's degree, you know what kind of choice to make. A smart one. Visit capella.edu to learn more. Capella University. Don't just learn, learn smarter.
A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more than help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online so any small business can drive change or build an empire. Because old ideas aren't cutting it anymore. This new year, we need a new generation of thinking, your way of thinking. So whatever you have in mind that will help make a different future, find everything you need to get started at GoDaddy.com. Because the future isn't decided yet. It's still ours to win. Start different at GoDaddy.com.